Hello everyone, welcome to my Last of Us Remastered. Grounded difficulty, no damage, no crafting, no upgrades, no safes, no shift doors, no training manuals walkthrough. And this is Jackson, and we're in a combat encounter right now. And this combat encounter, don't do what I do here, don't run up the stairs very quickly, just make sure you're checking to see if there are enemies nearby, then use your brick to stun him, just grab him as a human shield, and then just use his human shield as a way to prevent the enemies from shooting you, and then just run past those enemies while they're running, and get over here. And this right here, you need to use only one Molotov. If you use more than two Molotovs, you're going to prevent yourself from getting through the door, because there's a glitch involving this particular exploit, where if you kill the enemies very quickly before Tommy has a chance to get over, he will teleport to the door, and if you don't get through the door fast enough, you will not be able to get through the door. I mean, if you're not caring about the damage, it's perfectly fine, but because this is a no-damage walkthrough, I have to not take damage, and using two Molotovs causes the fire to linger around for such a long time, so I won't have enough time to get through the door before the game decides to glitch me out. And then this encounter right here, there's just a couple of stragglers. The friendly AI is completely useless. I honestly question why they shoot the enemies when you're in a stealth profile. Like, they do a lot of very weird things, and they get in your way a lot. It's pretty annoying, but this encounter, as long as you get to this spot over here, they're not going to be too much of an issue. And just use your El Diablo for this section. This is the only part of the game where I use the El Diablo, because every other weapon more than suffices for the upcoming sections. And Jackson is an incredibly short chapter, and the encounters are pretty simple, although the next encounter coming up can be kind of tricky for some people. But this one I feel is trickier than the next encounter coming up. And the El Diablo is not a one-shot kill to armored enemies. You still have to aim for the unarmored parts, although there are a couple of moments where you shoot the arms because they're not armored, and it classes as a hit to an armored body, which doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Just deal with it. And after I kill this guy, I'm going to transition over to the next encounter. And this part right here, you're going to take mandatory damage. This is something that confused me, and that's why I restarted this whole entire chapter when I didn't need to. But I more than made up for that. Now, crouch walk for a little bit and then sprint so that that guy in front of you doesn't see you too quickly. And then you're going to need to hide over here and just wait for the enemies to lose you. Although there are times when it doesn't work because the guy behind you will climb up and see you. Or for some reason, you still remain in a combat status. It's kind of random how this turns out, but hopefully this happens. And it's going to be very easy to take out these enemies. Just use your bow and arrow for this sequence, because you are afforded a lot of leniency with the bow and arrow on this game, because you get so many arrows back for it. So get rid of him, then get rid of this guy. That happens a lot, where his Molotov detonates, but it doesn't alert anyone. Seems very odd for the game to do that, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I can pick up my arrow here. There's some food in front of me, and I'll definitely need it just to make sure I have full health. And I'm going to take shots at the enemies once again, using my bow and arrow, but do not push too far forward, because the spawns on this section work in phases. So if you push too far forward, you'll trigger an additional spawn, and you're in a combat status. They know where you are. So it's best you stay in this area and take out only a couple of enemies. I recommend taking out the enemies that are on the ground and then pushing forward. That sniper is not too much of an issue. And I'm just waiting for this one guy on the ground to come over here, and then I'm going to take him out. And then when he's dead, it seems to trigger a combat status. You're going to have to move very quickly here. I mean, this part right here is always going to be the same when you push forward on this side. This guy was always going to run for the cover, and he's not going to do anything, so this gives me an opportunity to use the bottle on him. And I'm going to use him as a human shield so I can take out this guy. I'm going to kill him, and then I'm going to go over to where the sniper is, but I'm not going to run over to where the sniper is so I'm in his line of sight, because he will shoot me very quickly. I'm just going to wait here. I'm going to wait for the right opportunity to get him, and I kill him, because the hatchets on this game are so powerful. They will instantly kill enemies, and same with the machetes. From this point onward, you're going to gain access to a lot of one-hit kill melee weapons, and they can be very handy. They don't class as stealth weapons, however. You will be put into a combat status if you do use them, so use them sparingly. I mean, I have had a couple of weird moments where I haven't done the full embedding animation. I just did a normal strike animation where he just swipes at the air and it somehow hits the guy and it doesn't generate any noise. It's weird. I don't know what causes that, or how they even swipe at thin air and hit an enemy in the process. Seems very odd that it works like that, but it's cool. And this is the final enemy, and then once this guy's dead, I'm just going to take the time to pick up the ammo that's dropped in this area. There is one arrow you can pick up, and if you're lucky, you will also get arrows from any enemies you killed. And on this recording, I managed to get shorty ammo. And that just seems like a very interesting name for a pistol weapon, shorty. I've never heard such a name before for a weapon. But it's very powerful in the multiplayer, and it's very powerful in this game, but you're not afforded a lot of opportunities to use it because you don't get a lot of ammo for it. But now we're on this encounter, and this is the final encounter of this video. It works every single time. So get rid of this guy, and then this next guy is kind of random, but he's very easy to isolate since he's the only enemy around. Be careful not to go down the stairs, because you will trigger another spawn. Once again, the spawns on this section work in phases, depending on the threshold you cross. So that guy there has a machete, in case you need it. He's coming over my way. Doing corner takedowns on this game isn't really possible unless the enemies aren't looking at you directly with their heads. And right there, I accidentally triggered the spawn downstairs, so they're going to be moving around, and I'm going to have to adjust my strategy differently since I had spawned them in very early. But as I was saying, you can do corner takedowns in The Last of Us Part 2, but you have to make noise in order to do so because it involves dodging, and dodging makes noise on the second Last of Us. I need to post a video of me showcasing the corner kill method because it'll definitely be handy for certain situations in that game. But this guy always goes into the kitchen, so he's easy to isolate. And then this guy right here, I'm just going to take him down when he's not looking at me. Or I could use the distraction and just remove the RNG aspect of his pathing. And that's fine as well. And I get very lucky here because this third guy, he calls out to the guy I just killed. And because he's not able to respond, he's going to omnisciently come over to where I killed this guy. And once he's dead, that will be the end of Jackson. And you have done the shortest chapter on this game. So stay tuned for the future parts. Thank you all for watching, and you take care now.